There's something haunting about the way Justin Bieber sits in front of that Twitch camera. No stage lights, no choreography, no crowd, just silence. And words that sound less like entertainment and more like a confession. Fans say he's streaming for peace, but if you listen closely, every sentence, every pause, every quiet prayer feels like it's meant for someone specific. Someone he's never really moved on from. Because this isn't just Justin killing time on Twitch, this is him talking to Selena Gomez without ever saying her name. From reflections on sin and forgiveness to long emotional silences that feel heavier than words, it's all there. The guilt, the longing, the memories. He's not performing for millions anymore. He's speaking to one person who knew him before the world did. And this time, he's finally ready to be honest. When I first saw Justin Bieber's Twitch stream, it didn't feel like a comeback. It felt like a confession. He wasn't singing, he wasn't promoting, he was searching. Sitting there, calm and quiet, he kept talking about faith, forgiveness, and grace. Not like a celebrity trying to sound deep, but like a man who's been running from his past for too long. And then came that line, the one that broke the internet. Just looking at a woman and wanting her is the same as cheating. The whole chat went silent. You could literally feel the shift in the air. It wasn't random. Everyone knew who that was about. That wasn't theology. That was guilt. That was Justin talking directly to the ghost of Selena Gomez. One fan wrote, "When he said that line, you could see it in his face. He wasn't talking to us, he was talking to her." And honestly, I agree. The way he said it, slow, heavy, almost trembling. It didn't sound like advice. It sounded like a man trying to convince himself he's finally sorry. Another comment caught my eye. He's using faith to make peace with Selena. You can tell he's been carrying this guilt for years. And maybe that's true. Because when Justin talks about sin and grace, it feels less like religion and more like regret. Someone else said, "It's not a sermon, it's therapy." And that's exactly what it feels like. A man sitting alone, begging for forgiveness not just from God, but from the one person who once saved him. The more I watched Justin's streams, the more it felt like he wasn't there to perform. He was there to heal. Every time he talked about letting go, redemption, or "it's all in God's hands now," it didn't sound like random phrases. It sounded like he was trying to convince himself that he could finally let Selena go. But the irony is, the harder he tries, the more obvious it becomes that he still can't. There's this quiet desperation in his voice, like he's searching for peace in a place where peace doesn't exist. One fan commented, "You can tell he's not over it." He talks about moving on, but every word still leads back to her. And they're right. Even when Justin smiles or jokes with his friends on stream, there's this moment afterward, a pause, a silence, where it feels like he's drifting somewhere far away. Another fan said, "Selena found peace through silence, but Justin is trying to find peace by talking." That comment stuck with me because it's true. She healed quietly. He's healing publicly. They're both on different paths, but somehow it still feels connected. And then there was one that really hit home. He's not letting go of her. He's letting go of the version of himself that lost her. That's deep, because maybe that's what redemption looks like for Justin. Not forgetting Selena, but forgiving himself for how he hurt her. It's not about moving on from love anymore. It's about making peace with what that love turned him into. And if you listen closely, every stream sounds like another step toward forgiveness, one that still carries her name in every prayer. By the third or fourth stream, something about Justin's energy had completely changed. He wasn't even trying to entertain anymore. He was just being. The jokes were quieter, the smiles shorter, and the silence heavier. You could almost see him thinking between words, like every sentence was pulling him deeper into memories he couldn't escape. It wasn't the Justin we used to see on stage. It was someone looking in the mirror and finally realizing how much damage he's done. He spoke about how fame can distort you, how pride ruins good things, and how grace can still save what's broken. But the way he said it, that calm, reflective tone, made it sound like he was remembering everything he did wrong with Selena. One fan wrote, "He's not reflecting on fame, he's reflecting on her." Every pause feels like he's reliving that heartbreak. Another said, Justin's streams are like a man watching the highlight reel of his own mistakes, trying to forgive himself in real time. And honestly, that's the most accurate way to describe it. He's not talking to his audience. He's talking to the version of himself that hurt someone he truly loved. Then someone commented, he doesn't need a documentary. He's already making one live. And that hit me hard, because when you watch him, it's not entertainment anymore. It's confession. Every word, every sigh, every quiet stare at the camera feels like him saying, I know I messed up, and I wish I could go back. Justin isn't reflecting to move forward. He's reflecting to make peace with the past. And that's where you start to realize this isn't a man lost in fame anymore. This is a man lost in forgiveness. Love has always been the center of Justin Bieber's story. But on Twitch, it feels different. There's no glamour, no love songs, no perfectly crafted lyrics to hide behind, just honesty. And when he speaks about desire, temptation, or control, it feels like he's finally admitting how love broke him, and how he broke it too. Every word sounds like a quiet apology to Selena Gomez, not for the breakup itself, but for all the moments he failed to protect what they had. When Justin said that just looking at a woman and wanting her is the same as cheating, it wasn't moral preaching. It was guilt, raw and unfiltered. He was confessing to the kind of love that was too powerful to handle, one that turned into pain because neither of them were ready for it. You can almost feel that he's still haunted by what they lost, not because he wants it back, but because he never stopped feeling its echo. Now, when he talks about love, it's no longer romantic. It's reflective, mature, quiet, almost spiritual. He speaks like someone who has learned that love isn't about possession, it's about redemption. And in his silence, you can sense that Selena still lingers. Not as a regret, but as a reminder of who he was before everything changed. Justin isn't in love with the past anymore. He's in love with the idea of becoming the kind of man who could have deserved her. That's the wound that never healed. Not losing Selena, but losing the version of himself that she once believed in. And through every stream, every whisper, every confession, he's trying to rebuild that man again. One prayer, one apology, one quiet moment at a time. There's a strange kind of peace in Justin Bieber's silence these days. You can hear it in the way he pauses before answering, the way he stares at the screen like he's looking through it, not into it. It's not detachment, it's release. For years, Justin tried to outrun the noise, to drown out the chaos of fame, heartbreak, and headlines. But now, he's doing something different. He's letting it all exist, and speaking only when it feels honest. When he says he doesn't want to perform anymore, that he just wants to exist, it's not a rejection of music. It's a rejection of pretending. For so long, he's been trapped in the image the world built around him, the perfect husband, the redeemed artist, the pop icon. But behind those roles is a man who never stopped feeling the loss of the one person who truly saw him. These Twitch streams aren't about connection with fans, they're about release. Each quiet moment, each breath between words, feels like he's talking directly to Selena. Not to rekindle, not to chase closure, but to finally find peace. It's the kind of conversation that doesn't need replies. In his stillness, there's surrender. In his faith, there's longing. And in his voice, there's the sound of a man who finally understands that love isn't always meant to return. Sometimes it's meant to teach. Justin isn't trying to prove he's changed. He's showing it through patience, through silence, through truth. This isn't about the past anymore. It's about finding grace after it. Because when the lights fade and the crowd disappears, what's left isn't fame or forgiveness. It's the quiet realization that peace was never out there. It was always between them. So when you really think about it, Justin Bieber's Twitch era isn't about streaming, it's about speaking without speaking. Every late night live, every quiet reflection, every whispered prayer, they all trace back to one person, Selena Gomez. It's not obsession, it's closure. For years, he carried the weight of guilt, heartbreak, and fame. Now he's finally letting it out, not through a song, but through silence. Selena moved on with grace. Justin is learning to do the same in his own way. one live stream at a time. And maybe that's what real healing looks like. Two people walking different paths, but finally reaching peace at the same destination. Because sometimes, love doesn't need words. Sometimes it lingers quietly in faith, in memory, and in forgiveness. And maybe, after all these years, Justin's finally ready to forgive himself, the way she already did.